Hi, I'm Dr. Sin Durblock. Do you or a loved one struggle from cineblindness syndrome? Or the inability to distinguish good film from scum of the earth, stink nasty atrocities to the mind? Well, fear no more. We here at Brain Fix Biologics have just the cure for you. All you have to do is go down to your local cinema and watch Gavin Pollone's newest movie, Psycho Killer. And you will instantly be able to see that it is one of the worst, most heinous crimes in all of cinema history. Or so I've been told. And by told, I mean I looked at the Rotten Tomatoes website and it said,
Wow, this movie must stink so much. Nobody likes this terrible movie and it sucks. And also, why the heck is this the first picture you see of the director when you look him up on the internet?
anyways, you might be wondering, are you a real doctor? No. But I do suffer from the very real cineblindness syndrome. I'm basically the friend in every friend group that has no idea what's going on in any movie. I don't think I've ever seen a bad movie, but that's because I don't know what a bad movie is. And that's crazy because I've seen the Minecraft movie, and I'm pretty sure that is objectively a bad movie. So I'm hoping that by watching this heinous act of cinema, I might be able to fix my inability to see bad movies. Or rather, my inability to see movies as bad. But the only way to test that theory is to actually go. So, okay, so let's talk about what I watched last night. I think for starters, I just want to say I feel like the audience rating is maybe a little harsh as far as audience ratings go. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think this is a good movie in any sense of the word, but I sort of had the impression I was going to see a movie that almost didn't deserve to be in theaters. It was that bad. As far as my condition, though, I definitely feel like its stranglehold over my movie watching career has loosened at least a little bit. So let me break this movie down and try to explain how it has given me the privilege to say,
Yeah, this movie sucks.
in order to do that, we need to break it down into three categories: visuals, narrative, and how much I actually enjoyed watching the movie. Oh, actually, hold on. I'm getting word there's something really interesting I need to look at wikipedia.org. Yeah, so apparently this movie was thought of in 2007, for reference, me in 2007. And yeah, I wasn't sure if 19 years is a typical amount of time it takes to produce a movie from script to release. So I did some research, and it turns out
No, it's actually way longer than most studios take to produce a film.
anyways, that sort of just blew my mind considering how well received this movie's been. But okay, visuals. There's sort of two parts to this, I would say: set design and costumes, and shot design and CGI. And this movie actually does look pretty good in terms of the first category. But dear lord, the CGI in this movie is obvious. All of the blood in this movie is CGI. So it makes it really hard to be scared when every kill just looks like a red gusher exploding in my mouth. And there are other not so PG 13 parts in this movie that are pretty obvious CGI as well. Not to mention the director has some weird infatuation with the reflective sunglasses shot, because I'm pretty sure we don't go more than 15 minutes throughout the entire movie without getting one of those. And don't get me wrong, I can appreciate a good reflective sunglasses shot, but it's just overdone. So for visuals, I think we're gonna go 2 out of 5 axe shots to the leg. Narratives is, in my opinion, where this movie really takes a turn for the worst, though. Despite this movie being in production for nearly 20 years, I can't think of three interesting, unique ideas explored in this one. Basically, the killer is a Satanist who drives from place to place, killing people in very normal ways. Axe, gun, and one person got run over by an oil truck, which, drumroll please.
Blew up, yeah, it blew up. Who could have seen that coming? Nobody, probably. Not me, no way. Super unexpected, guys. Well done.
The funniest part of this movie is probably how seriously it takes itself, despite just being completely insane. That especially comes to mind during the scene where the main protagonist is fighting the satanic slasher, as he's called in the movie. And despite easily one-shotting everyone else, he has to scrap with the police officer, but then throws her out the window, completely immobilizing her for 1 to 2 minutes. Then, instead of killing her off, just inexplicably decides to flee the scene. I'm not going to get into all the details in case, like me, you also want to cure yourself from cineblindness syndrome, but the overall writing of this one gets pretty laughable at points, so I'm going to have to give this one 0.5 axe shots out of 5. And that just leaves enjoyment. Now, despite the fact that I knew this film was going to be bad, I brought a few friends with me and we actually ended up having a really good time. I think because of how seriously this movie takes itself, it's really easy to just laugh at how inexcusable some of the writing is, or how fake the blood looks, or even how despite being in production for nearly 2 whole decades, it still only managed a 35% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes. And so I think despite its flaws, I'm going to give the enjoyment of this movie 4 out of 5 axe shots to the leg. Well, did I cure myself from the cineblindness syndrome? I'm not sure I even could if I tried, but I did learn a valuable lesson. There's no point in watching a movie if you can't even have a good time doing it. Now go watch Psycho Killer, because they spent way too much time making this thing for you to just sit on your couch and watch The Office for the 5th time. This product has not been FDA approved and may cause serious side effects like ripping your eyes out, laughing, or even throwing up in the backseat of your roommate's car during a level 3 snow emergency. This product does not contain nicotine and is not intended to stop, cure, or prevent any disease.